Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Cup of Joe with Joe and Joe podcast. I am your host, Joe, and with me, as always, is my wonderful co-host, Joe.
Now, Joe, I know I said something along these lines in the first episode review, but Joe, I think episode 3 might be the best episode of Bleach I have ever seen in my entire life. Oh
All right.
my god, Joe. Holy crap.
You are.
They have been playing us. They're like, oh, you thought we reached my final form? And then they just fucking whip this out, and you're like, what is happening?
Oh, all right, you have opinions that I do not share, but we will get into that. Bleach episode 3, 1,000 Year Blood War. Dude, this thing is so fast-paced. Like, this is some of the fastest-paced shit I've ever fucking seen. It's, like, absurd to me how fast this shit's rolling.
We are cruising at a clip right now. Let me tell you. I literally was like, well, first off, I don't think I've mentioned this in other reviews, but there are things in here that are anime original and not in the manga.
Okay.
Specifically in this episode, the manga, Uryu never talks with his dad.
Ah.
That's not like a main point. Like, that was an added in thing. It plays out a little different in the manga. So I was like, whoa, I love the direction where they went with that. That was so sick.
Yeah, I enjoy that because it makes the most sense. Obviously, his father was the Quincy before him, so like I would imagine he was the one that would have the kind of info that he would need on some of the other Quincy's, and you know, if there were any other ones floating about there in the ether, wherever the fuck that dimension that the king and all the other Quincy's are right now. But yeah, that just made sense to me. I didn't even think about that not being a thing. To be honest, I thought the anime original thing would have been this guy. I saw his name. It's like Quay or something like that. The guy who we were introduced to last episode with like the glasses and the
Kilge, yeah.
Kilge, whatever his name is. I honestly thought an anime original thing.
The J. He's the J. I think was his title card when I went back to rewatch last episode.
The J?
Yeah, the J, which
like just
the letters
letter?
will be. Yes, so it will be kind of explained, not really explained later on because there's going to be other letters.
Okay. This is like the fucking. They got tired of numbers with the 13th Court Guard squad with the fucking Iran cars numbered like 1 through or 10 through 0 and like all the other shit. They're like, there's enough with these fucking numbers. Let's just use letters at this point.
I'm just telling you that so you don't have to say his full name. You can just say the J.
The J.
The point across.
That sounds more confusing to me, but okay. I thought the anime original concepts shit was going to be when the J started like absorbing shit and became like the fucking Kevin 11 monster powered up version of himself. I was just like, what in the actual fuck? This guy looks so cool, and you made him look like such shit immediately. It upset me a little bit.
It's a bit goofy. But honestly, I didn't think it was stupid. I was like, I'm fucking with this. This is fucking intense.
I was fucking with it when he became like fucking Blue Angel Mon, you know. I'm getting Ben 10 references. I'm getting get your fucking bingo cards out, everyone. I'm gonna just all the pop culture.
We haven't had a bingo in a while here, Joe.
Yeah, we haven't done a bingo in a while. But I was like, oh, that his whatever the fuck the stupid name of his transformation power up sequences. I was like, that's kind of cool, like the blue wings and everything like that. It looks when he talks about Uryu's version of that. That's when he was fighting 12th Captain.
Mayori, and he broke it off.
Yeah, and he only had like the one wing thing, and it was like all like the weird, like it didn't look mechanical, but it looked more like tangible than like what he's using. Yeah. So I figured that's what he was referring to. But yeah, I like that transformation sequence. When he becomes Kevin 11, I was a little bit like, what's going on here? And I'm curious when this chapter was written, and if it was written after 2012, because if it was, and if a lot of this stuff is similar to the manga, when the fucking hulking combination of all the left arms, that guy comes out and just starts beating the shit out of this guy. I'm like,
Mhm.
did Kubo watch Avengers before he drew this? What you see it, right? Right?
Joe, yeah, Joe. There used to be memes comparing the two of them. I'm
Really?
serious. Yes, I'm 100% serious.
Holy shit! So
But
which
I
came
don't.
first?
But I'm no, exactly right. I don't know. But
Either
that is a
Joss
good
Whedon is a
point you bring
Bleach
that up.
fan or Kubo's an Avengers fan. I'm willing to bet Kubo's an Avengers fan. Like I'm
I
sure
don't
he
know. I
saw
kind
that.
of like. I like thinking that Josh Whedon loves Bleach.
Joss Whedon is just sitting there like on the set of Avengers, just leafing through like volume 47 of Bleach, just being like, that's kind of funny. Hey, visual effects team, what if we did this instead? That'd be
Exactly.
funny.
I don't know. Yeah, I like it. It's cool.
Yeah. But other than that, the fight scene that they have between the two of them, really brief. Getting back to his transformation, specifically the J, his transformation, uh, he's absorbing, it's reishi, right? That's what the Quincy's absorb.
Yes.
Okay. And
Mhm.
obviously Wakamundo is completely made out of reishi. A lot of Orihime's abilities utilize reishi, hence why her protective shield is breaking down. And then I guess Chad himself is also like, you just have reishi as a part of you or something like that, because like his full bring ability or some shit. I don't really understand fully yet, but when he started absorbing the shit and like peeling away from other like our characters, I was like, that seems a little OP. How how are we gonna fight against something like that?
Yeah, and kind of get an answer. Kind of.
A little bit. Our answer is that Ichigo is just the strongest motherfucker in all the 9 realms. Um, when he caught the
It,
fucking when he caught the first
dude.
arrow in the beginning, I was just like, God, I missed you, you fucking power fantasy character, you.
Right? Yeah, that was the best. But yeah, the direction this thing's gonna go in, Joe. I think you're gonna see it coming, but not believe it's gonna happen,
Mhm.
and then it's gonna happen, and you're gonna be like, "Holy shit, it happened!"
Holy fuck, it's happening right now. Yeah, but so again, real briefly, the fight, it's got one or two cool shots. It's not incredibly long. Um, I don't even remember. It hasn't been resolved yet, right? Because we bounce around to quite a few different things. Like while this is going on, we've got
Yep.
Ichigo being confronted by the J and Hueco Mundo doing all this sort of crap, and then we cut to the fucking prison dimension where King Quincy Man is, and they're just like, Kurosaki Ichigo, he's being confronted by the J or whatever the fuck his other name is, and the Quincy King is just like, thank God. All right, let's go invade Soul Society. And I'm just like, huh? Oh? Okay. And Yamamoto, meanwhile, is just like, yeah, we have no reason to believe they'll actually give us 5 days, so we should get ready like fucking now. And then Kurotsuchi, that's Squad Captain 12, right?
I say Mayori. I think
Mayori.
is his.
It's Mayori
Yeah,
Kurotsuchi, though, right?
yeah. I believe that's correct.
Got it. 12 Captain,
You get a
he's,
little heated,
yeah, he's
little
just,
heated in there, doesn't it?
it's funny because it's Yamamoto and he does fire shit. Anyway, he's talking to him and he's just like, "Hey, I warned you about some of this stuff." And also, we learn between the two of them what happened to all the other
Right?
what the fuck
Yeah,
are they
Joe.
called? It starts with an R.
Oh, Ryoka.
Ryoka. There we go. Yeah, where I like that mystery was introduced to us in the first episode, and I was sitting here just like, "Ooh, what's this gonna be like?" 17 episodes down the line, we'll finally get answers to this shit. And then in this one, it's like, nah, it's Miori. He had to do something with them to balance out the fucking world of the living to the Soul Society because,
Had to kill his own people.
yeah. And I was just like, oh, I guess that answers that immediately. Never mind. I guess there's a lot of shit that happens that I'm just thinking like, oh, this is set up for something that's going to happen later on. And then we're just moving so fast that it's like, nope, we're taking
Already
care of
hit
it
it.
right now.
Yep.
Right here, right now.
Yeah. We're ripping it off like a band-aid. We're just doing it. Yeah, wow. Honestly, the biggest line popular one. It's actually the line that I believe ends the first volume of the Thousand Blood Year War. Is when Maori says, "The man you failed to kill 1,000 years ago." That's like the big line where it kind of this is where the story takes off. Um,
Mm.
how did that make you feel, kind of knowing that there was a history between the two?
Um, it's cool. I enjoy shit like that where it's like you're operating in a world that you've been in for a little while, and then you just kind of like, all right, also here's some other shit that's like it's been around and it's been here, and you never really quite knew about it, but it doesn't contradict anything yet, so it's fine. And I thought about that. I was like, 1,000 years, and then I remembered the king's speech that we get in the beginning, um, where he's like, it took him, like 999 years to awaken his mind or whatever, and then his body was another nine, and then I don't know, his strength returned and whatever the fuck. There's a lot of nines in there. So when he said 1,000 years, I was just like, oh yeah, I guess that's what all that is. So seems Yamamoto had a chance to put this to an end 1,000 years ago, and he didn't quite do that, and now it's coming back to hunt him. And come back it does. Because holy fuck, when the king arrives, like I was just looking at him and I saw the first blast of, I guess it's Reishi, like the blue pillars of fire that are exploding out of the Soul Society, and I'm just like, oh, trailer shot, there it is. But when the people started like gathering around it, I was just like, I don't know if I would want to get close to that shit. And sure enough, like initially I'd be like, don't get close to that. You don't know if it's like irradiated or if it's like gonna explode or it's gonna like advance even further, like keep on getting big. It's like, or it could also just be housing people who are going to fuck your shit up. So that's also a thing. And we get the introduction of the Stern Ritters, and I love their designs. One of them, I don't tell me who it is, Joe. You'll see it
Oh God.
when it comes out, when this episode comes out. The
Okay.
thumbnail for this is one of the Stern Ritters, and I'm gonna keep it ambiguous here. Love their
Oh,
design.
I can't wait.
I love their
Oh, I
design.
can't wait.
So God, I'm very excited to see what they do. But yeah, Soul Society gets invaded, and I do my best to not like watch anything before we record this because I don't want to like be biased towards anything or have other shit entering my brain. But some of the thumbnails and stuff that I did see were people just being like, "We're at the first invasion already," and I was just like, "Oh, I guess we are going fast," because a lot of people didn't seem to be expecting we get here 3 episodes in. But yeah, the
Yep.
Soul Society's been invaded, baby.
Moving out of clip, as I said.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, do you know who we get to see in this episode that I literally went nuts? Like I wasn't ready. I was like, you know who?
It's Rankiku.
Yes, but there's even one more special.
Special. Was it in that montage during the invasion?
Starts with an R.
Renji?
No, Rukia!
God, fuck, there are too many R's!
Reggie!
I was like, didn't we see Rukia? I guess we haven't seen Rukia.
No, this is the first time you see Rukia, and I was in my bed like, Rukia! Like, holy fuck.
Fuck, you're right. Okay, that makes sense. Damn, that's a lot of there's a lot of people who start with R.
Reggie, what a great answer.
Because that's the
not
one that
ready
came to
for that.
like Rukia obviously came to him. I was like, surely it's not Rukia. We've seen so much Rukia. And then I realized, oh, I guess we haven't in this. Shit, you're right. They all look
Wild.
incredible though.
Yeah, they all look amazing. We get, one of the vice captains die. We learn the history of what happened to all the Quincy's, and the fact that basically Soul Reapers tried to pull a Holocaust, and
Yeah.
now the Quincy's are like, all right, part 2, baby, the revenge.
Mm-hmm. And here's the other thing. When I don't remember what his thing was, but the first 2 Soul Reapers that we met in episode 1 meet up with some higher up guy. He's got like
Hottie
paint.
patati.
What? Oh, Hottie
Said hottie patati.
Yeah, he is.
He got them dreamy eyes.
Oh yeah, totally. But he's explaining to them shit, and I've lost my train of thought. What the fuck was I talking about?
History of like the Holocaust.
Yes, Thank you. The hottie patati comment completely. I couldn't stop thinking about this Dreamy Eyes show. That's what it was. But the history, as we learn, he's talking about like war and shit like that, and how it's like Soul Reapers, originally called Balancers, I guess. They save the souls of the Hollows to then send them to Soul Society to preserve the balance of shit. Whereas Quincy's just want to outright destroy them, and they ended up fighting over that, and the Soul Reapers got rid of them. My question is, I want to delve into the philosophy of the Quincy's practices. Like, I want to understand why they think destroying Hollows is better, or why it's like their only option. Because clearly they didn't see fit to have any kind of compromise with the Soul Reapers. Like, no deal was struck. It seems like right now it's either you're all destroy Hollows or you're all preserve Hollows for the cycle. It's like, why would it matter if you destroy, like, it matters if you destroy them, but why would it matter if you just transfer the souls? Like, I don't understand right now why the Quincy's are so like, we cannot compromise on this, we must destroy them, and then they have to fight a war of this. I get the revenge thing because the Soul Reapers like fucked them and sent them into the weird abyssal dimension. But I'm still just like, the Dreamy Eyes literally says like, a war in war both sides think they're justified, and right now I don't feel like we have any justification for the Quincy's fighting originally. So I'm just curious if we're gonna, don't tell me, but I'm curious if we're gonna like,
Okay. Oh, you don't want me to tell you? Okay.
yeah, no, don't tell me anything. I'm just, that's where my brain is at right now with all this like shit going on. And I know that might be a little too cerebral for some shonen fans,
No.
but
You have a good brain, Joe.
thank
Good
you.
brain.
I like to think so. I'm a bit of a narcissist.
That's I know you are.
Hey, shut the fuck up!
Well, is we probably missed so many things in this episode. But Joe, you said so again, I came into it very, very hot. Like, I love this thing. Like, it was all over the place. I loved it. I loved how intense it was. I can't wait to rewatch it. When we started this, you sounded a little like, it was fine. But you sound like you just talked for a good, I don't know, 20 minutes about how great it was.
I talked about things that I'm interested in. Like, it's setting up some stuff. Here are the things that I have with it. Kevin 11, Mr. J. There's another pop culture reference. Got the fucking, do you think I get Joker in there? Did you, baby? So Kevin 11, Mr. J. The fight scene between him and Ichigo, I don't really know what I was expecting, but right now it's nothing all that special. It's quite elementary going into it so far. Again, this could just be the beginning of it. I have no idea. The pace at which we're clipping through a lot of this shit, it, like, I do feel like we should have some more breathing room between some of this stuff. Like the reveal of what happened to the Ryoka in that outside district. Some of like the invasion, how it was like immediately the king was just like, Ichigo is otherwise, detained or not, like, he's busy over there, sick, let's get the fuck in there. And then immediately, like, they're all there and they're just fucking shit up. Like, it's great for shock value right now and just being like, holy fuck, the Soul Society is getting wrecked. But I don't know, it just feels, and this could all, be swayed one way or another with more of the episodes if like my pacing problems are fixed or whatever. But I don't know, it felt like this was a bit more of it's like a connective tissue thing, getting us from there to there, like to set up, like, okay, these are the big conflicts that we're setting up. But like, good setup keeps you invested and makes you really care, and also doesn't feel like setup. So like right now I'm just kind of like, it's not as strong as, like, I'd say the first two were. Like the first episode I think is the best by a lot, which makes sense. It's the first episode, most of your production time and your thought goes into that. And then episode 2 I enjoy as well a whole lot. And then this one, it's kind of like dropped a bit. I'm not saying it's bad by any means. I'm just kind of like, I'm doing a bit of a shrug here, Joe. You can't see it because it's a podcast format, but if you could just understand that my two shoulders are going up simultaneously.
Well, look, Bleach is like a relationship. Start off, it's exciting, fiery, all over the place. Nothing's boring. And then you get into it and you're like, oh, this is nice. You really get into it and you start to question, like, oh, fuck, how did I get here? What? This can't be. Is this really that good? I don't know. There's got to be something better. It can't be this good.
Why
But
does she
Joe,
look like Kevin 11?
then Joe, you realize it is that good. It's all right.
Oh
You might
shit.
take a little time to come around to it.
Holy fuck.
Everybody does.
Joe, am I in to Kevin 11?
I, dude, go for it.
I have some soul searching that I need to do, Joe. But before I do that, we got to end this fucking podcast. How is that for a goddamn segue? Anyway, do you have anything else that you want to say on this before I close it out?
Shout out to my girl Rangiku and Rukia. I love you.
And my girl Renji out there in the back. Yeah, we know we ain't gonna forget you. You and that goddamn glorious ponytail. All right, everyone. With all that being said, this has been Bleach, episode 3. Our thoughts. Looking forward to the rest of the series, as always. Thank you for listening, watching, whatever the fuck you're doing. I just ran over a fucking cord on my chair. And as always, we'll love you, we'll leave you, and goodbye.